charge of spending, and the politicians and the special interests who get that money don't want the voters to be in charge of spending. So that's bad enough. Terrible that they would take a petition and take 300,000 people who signed it and say your signatures, your votes in essence, don't count. But that wasn't good enough, because of course what was going to happen? We'd just come back and do another petition drive to put Taxpayer Bill of Rights on the ballot. So instead they decided to seek through a grand jury, and then after getting an indictment from the grand jury, dismissing it and indicting us directly from the Office of the Attorney General, they've indicted 3 of us. Now, they're saying that a number of people collected signatures and broke the law who were not residents. Not a single one of them have been charged. Why not? Well, because where you're a resident is all about where you intend to be a resident. You can own property in one state and be a resident of another. You can be living in one state but consider yourself a resident of another. So they couldn't get convictions on any of these people because these people didn't break the law. Instead, they've come after the head of the petition company, which just happens to be a petition company that does conservative-oriented measures, more libertarian-oriented measures. In fact, Rick Arnold, who's the CEO of the company, happens to be a libertarian. They're the ones who've done most of the term limits and the tax limits around the country. They went after Rick Carpenter, the proponent in Oklahoma, who, heaven forbid, might decide to propose something like this again. And they went after me. They went after me because I'm connected with some of the people who've written checks. See, they raised their money very quickly by folks who stole it from us fair and square. We have a tough time raising money because it requires someone who's made a bunch of money to give it up to do something good that might really doesn't, most of the people who funded these campaigns, they're not getting some tax advantage. There's no tax cut. These eminent domain measures, they don't own property in these states that's going to be taken. They're doing it because they believe in the cause. That's tough money to raise. Most of the money raised in Washington and raised politically is raised because you get a bridge project or you get something back. This is money that was raised because people believed in something. And if they can go after those people, which if they can get me, maybe they can. It's already been suggested by some of the leftist, Stalinist folks who are behind this that they go after the donors. That's what they want to do. And what would that say? I mean, already, people who do these petition drives, I've seen them talk to their husband or wife, hey, it's going to be a lot of time away from work. I'm going to pay a price there. It's time away from family. And I've seen them make the decision, you know what? It's worth it. It's our duty to do what we know is right. Let's do it. But if you add that into the equation that, oh, by the way, honey, it also might mean that I get prosecuted and sent to prison for 10 years. I think a lot of them are going to say, you know what, honey, I think we better not do that. And if you're a donor who can get, pats on the back for building a new hospital wing, or for giving to the United Way, or for giving a contribution to any politician, do you really want to give a contribution to a cause that might land you in jail for 10 years? This is a devastating, devastating attack on this process, and to me, this is the most important process to be able to check government. It's the one way that we can go over the heads of the political establishment and directly to our neighbors and make change. And that's why they want to intimidate, frighten, scare, bludgeon, bully. Now, it's not gonna work in my case. I don't have much choice but to stand up and fight, and that's what I'm going to do. A lot of these cases, what happens in the end is they say, gee, you're facing all this trouble. Why don't we make a deal? You plead guilty, and we're